The BMW iX looks very much like a Rolls Royce. But this iX has gone down a unique path, guys, and I'm very, very happy for BMW in this regard. Alright everyone, so over here is the interior of the BMW iX. The fact that it can heal itself if it gets hurt. Wow, how amazing is that, guys? This car is a living being. Hello everyone. Okay, I have a very big confession to make to you all. When Tesla first came out here in Belgium, I was not excited. I was one of the only ones that just was never thrilled by new technology, and this was since a very long time. All the time, people would tell me their dream cars were Ford Mustangs. People would dream for something fast, something supercar-like. I was one of the only people that would just never be intrigued. When Tesla came out, I admire Tesla, alright? They gave a kickstart in the automotive industry for electric cars, and this also is in respect to the strong environmental initiatives taken by the EU market, guys. Now, BMW felt they had to do something about it, and so did the other Germans. I told you all before that Germans, they never innovate, but they always aim for perfection. Another thing I'm going to tell you all about German car manufacturers is that they always take action once somebody else takes action. And this was obvious with BMW right here, guys. The Germans did not come up with electric cars until somebody else did. Tesla came up with the first ever desirable electric car. Now, the arrival of German electric cars was delayed. That's something undeniable. But what's undeniable is the fact that they were promising about it. They did not brag about it. The Germans did it slowly but surely. And it's right here, everyone. I introduce you all to the BMW iX. Now, BMW slowly is adding more electric cars to the range of models. The latest was the iX, everyone. When I first saw the iX, I was absolutely stunned by the design. And guys, there's also something very important I'd like to talk about. Since this is a BMW SUV, well, an X series model, the X-Drive is something you all are probably familiar with, right? You all will say this is BMW's all-wheel drive. Okay, so it's like how Audi has the Quattro, Mercedes has the 4MATIC. BMW has the X-Drive, but there's one thing which everyone gets wrong. The purpose of the X-Drive is not for off-roading. The purpose of the X-Drive is for additional traction on the road. The BMW X-Drive was born from traction purposes on speed, guys. Speed traction was where the BMW X-Drive was born from. The Audi Quattro was born from rally. The Audi Quattro earned a reputation in off-roading because that's where they grew from. That's where they started from. The Mercedes 4MATIC, it's a very interesting case of Mercedes. I think it started from the G-Wagon. I'm not very certain, guys. I believe it started basically on their 4x4s and SUVs, but Mercedes started introducing it on their S-Class for security reasons. When there's additional traction for the S-Class, especially when there's a limousine version for VIPs, it just adds more security. I believe that was the purpose for Mercedes. I think for Mercedes it was mostly for security reasons. That's my best guess. Now this BMW iX costs 100,000 euros. Is this good value for money or not? You see, everyone, at this point it is very difficult for us to discuss about value for money. But it is true that for a price of 100,000 euros, we all have expectations nonetheless. Does this BMW iX have everything it takes to meet my expectations? Well, we're gonna find out in a moment, everyone. Let's get on with this review right now. Over here is the exterior design of the BMW iX, everyone. This is the front design, and I have to confess, it looks absolutely stunning. BMW has developed an obsession with this sort of design, and it started with the 4 Series, I believe. And when it came with the 4 Series, the first thing that came in my mind was the original BMW Coupe, because back in the 1960s or 50s, BMW used to have a really long nose. They had a big nose and exactly similar headlights like these horizontal ones. Now, speaking of identity, I don't know if it's just me, but from certain angles, the BMW iX looks very much like a Rolls Royce. And I don't know, maybe it's just me, guys. The reason I say Rolls Royce is because of the design of the wheel. This sort of wheel, first of all, the wheel looks good. I like the 5-spoke wheel. It's a BMW wheel. But if you study carefully the theme, like just the surroundings, ignore the center, just look at the surrounding, where you see the alloy, not the black alloy. That really does look like something Rolls-Royce-ish. There's just something a bit Rolls-Royce-ish about it. And also the way they've done the side. And then if you look at it from this angle, this has to be the first time, or one of the rare occasions BMW employs a round edge design. Because whenever BMW did their SUVs, like the X7, the X5, the X3, it always had a sharp line on the sides. They always had this sharp edge design. But this time, there is a Rolls-Royce vibe about it. Maybe it's just me, guys. Please excuse me if I'm wrong. But it just, yeah, like... And, but then it doesn't come as a surprise because BMW owns Rolls-Royce. So there's a very possible chance they might have shared some expertise or they might have collaborated in something. But it looks very desirable nonetheless. And that too, it makes the BMW iX even more special than ever. That's right, guys. Cars that look like each other. Haven't you noticed that the BMW X5 and the X3, they look so alike? I sure have. I saw the X3 and the X5 many times on the road, and I always confused them for each other. Always. But this iX has gone down a unique path, guys, and I'm very, very happy for BMW in this regard. I was told that the grills, they have a life of their own. So if there is a dent, or if there's a scratch on them, or if something happens to them, they can actually heal themselves. That's what I was told, guys. Now, please excuse me if I'm wrong, but that's what I was told. Basically, and over here, you get to have your refill for the fluid, the washer fluids. This is very good. And the washer fluid is for your window and also for your front parking camera, guys. So over here, you get to see a stronger sign of BMW identity for their SUVs, like the X5 and the X3 in particular. I'm excluding the X7 because the X7 has a huge window at the rear, whereas the X5 and the X3, they have this sort of D pillar. This is the D pillar, this is the C pillar, this is the B pillar, and that's the A pillar. The D pillar has always been like this for BMW, but this time, I don't know if it's exceptional, they've written iX on the D pillar in this fashion. Very good. This is the body paint, and the writing over here is in black. The design of the BMW iX, everyone, and I have to confess, it looks absolutely stunning. It looks very good. In fact, this is a new BMW design in my view. Like, this is something I've never seen. Wait a second. Hold on, guys. This reminds me of something BMW did before, actually. I mean, I remember back in the 60s or something, BMW had sedans with this slender rear lights. It reminds me of something from the 60s. I have to think about it, guys. There's some, like, whenever I see those rear lights, I think of the 60s. There's just something about it. But you get a 360-degree parking camera, parking sensors at the front and rear. That's something standard. I don't even need to point it out for a price of 100,000 euros. Wonderful BMW laser lights, by the way. Wow. And then you get an actual air vent right there, guys. But whilst I was very impressed with the iX, I noticed two questionable aspects, and I'll just remark them right now. Despite the size of this BMW iX, BMW puts the reverse lights all the way down there. Wouldn't it make a bit more sense to put the reverse lights over here maybe, or something, or maybe put an extra line over here, make it look cooler or something? I mean, the car looks cool the way it is, but to put the reverse lights all the way down there, in my opinion, it doesn't make much sense, because for a vehicle of this size, it should be better to put it here. Another questionable aspect I would like to remark is that most electric cars have developed an obsession for having door handles that stick out when you unlock the car, so you pull them open, or perhaps they have traditional door handles which you just pull open or something. But BMW has gone to this sort of design. Like this, guys. Now, you all be the judge. Although it has some lightings in there, which is very good, but just the quality, like as soon as you go in there, it's just plastic, guys. It's not a big deal, but it's just I would have preferred something more interesting, like if it was a handle that sticks out or something. But then again, you all be the judge. Time to explore the interior of this BMW iX. Now, let's see. I'm going to tell you all something. This is a frameless door, so there's no frame around the window. It's like a coupe, guys. I really like this concept. In fact, I don't know if it's just me, but I'm sensing a lot of 4 Series vibe with this BMW iX. Like, for example, the front grille looks like the 4 Series, and the way they did the doors, it's almost as if it's to take on from a coupe. Over here is the interior of the BMW iX. So, climate control and everything is onto the infotainment system. So it's become a bit more conventional for electric cars in this regard. So all controls are on the infotainment system. Minimal buttons possible. Yeah, so it's not like the other BMWs or BMW SUVs of before. But what is very similar to other BMWs is this. Oh my goodness, I love this part of the interior, guys. This is always the favorite. I love the swivel wheel of BMW. You know why? Because you get to sit and just watch the world get controlled by your fingertips, guys. I can control the world with my finger. Look at this. Ta-da! It's just so nice, so luxurious, guys. I like it. And this is the infotainment system control, by the way. Now, I believe driving mode can also be controlled by this. It depends which page you go towards. You know, it's very nice. And by the way, I like the design on the swivel wheel. Look at this. So nice. It's cute. They gave a bit of details to the swivel wheel. And over here is your transmission, guys. And along the transmission, you get a parking brake. Now, I don't quite know what is the purpose of this, but I believe this is for your telephone. Maybe I'm wrong, I'm not sure. And I really like the presentation over here. This is your seating adjustment with memory setting, guys. Wow, looks very nice. This is your speaker. I like the Harman Kardon speakers, guys. And then this is your door handle. But when you want to open the door, you have to push this button right here. Like this. Now, I really like this design. So I really like how there is this continuous bit of trim that separates the speaker from the rest of the door. And onto this trim, you have the lock buttons and you have the button to open the door. Here's your door bin, everyone. The door bin is as good as it has to be, but I'm just under the impression that it's not very reachable once the door is closed. So you have to open the door in order to reach whatever is there. Otherwise, I don't quite understand why do you need to have this? Like, why wasn't it just like this? But then again, selective taste. Otherwise, I think it's very good. It's good enough. I just wonder. Oh, okay. Are you seeing this, guys? Oh, I see. Okay, this is another door latch. So this is supposed to be for when this button stops working. So let me try something, guys. I did not notice it first. Ah, okay, I get what's going on. Do you really need 2 solutions to open the door? Oh well, you all be the judge. This is a nice bottle holder, but I have a feeling it can't hold a big water bottle. It can only hold something small because there's this bit of the interior that's obstructing. Think practicality solutions. Over here is your central console storage. Very deep. I like the quality of the leather here, by the way. And then over here, it's you get the shallow part, and then over there you get the deep part. Very nice, and I like the LED light that's in there. And then over here you get 2 cup holders, you get a 12-volt socket, and you get to your points over here. And it's very nice. And then over here you get also another storage solution. I believe this would be your wireless recharge for your telephone. Please excuse me if I'm wrong. Here is your glove box, and check out how you open it. What? Are you guys seeing this? Are you guys actually seeing this? Okay, I like the concept. It's very cool, guys. I like the feel. I like how they put fabric everywhere. I like how they have a button to open the door, but look at the storage solution in there. Okay, guys, I'm a bit lost for words about the glove box. This has to be the first time I've ever seen a tiny glove box. This part of the interior is also my favorite. I really like the lightings and everything. Very good, very good. But you don't get any storage solution up here. Oh well. Whilst exploring the interior of this BMW iX, everyone, I was very impressed with the design and the overall concept. In fact, this area has a strong sign of identity because it looks like the other X series models, like the X5 and the X3. They always have a sliding design like this over there, but I like how BMW has gone sharp-edged about it. But whilst exploring the interior, I also noticed some questionable aspects. And the first questionable aspect I'd like to point out is practicality solutions. Practicality has been the weakest point for electric cars, and it seems like this BMW iX unfortunately is no exception. I was expecting massive amounts of storage solutions, but I see the opposite, guys. No storage solution over here. There are many potentials, but the potentials have not been used. No storage solution over here. This bit of the interior remains neglected. Nothing has been done about this entire bit over here. Like I was thinking maybe there could be a storage solution or something could be going on over here, but 100,000 euros and there is absolutely nothing happening at this area. Okay, that's very interesting. And that too, the cup holders are a bit difficult to reach. Like, why wasn't it, like, wouldn't it be better if this whole thing was connected, you know, for additional storage or something? And then, speaking of storage, the glove box, despite the big size of this BMW iX, it looks huge and desirable, but the glove box is not big and desirable. The glove box is quite small. It's something that surprised me. I was expecting a folder to fit in there, but it doesn't look like it will even be able to fit a book in there. It surprises me. For a price of 100,000 euros, I was expecting maybe a panoramic roof or sunroof, but when it comes to premium cars, they tend to charge a lot for additional options like these. So, especially let alone electric. So, it's a bit debatable. I'm not going to complain that much about the roof. The roof looks fine, but I could have at least done with a storage solution up here. But there's no storage solution up here. Okay, guys, another questionable aspect I like to point out is that, okay, for BMW, when I sit in the interior of their SUVs, usually I feel like I'm connected to the road. I'm connected to the car, you know? I'm connected to something. But in this iX, it feels like a minivan a bit. It feels like a minivan because, like, first of all, visibility is undeniable. It's very, very good. But a BMW, guys, driving pleasure. Come on, I would expect it, you know, like everything in this interior feels kilometers away from me, but that's not what I want to feel. I want to feel like I'm connected. Alrighty, everyone, time to explore the rear seat of the BMW iX. It's like a limousine. Wow, I love it. So you get lots of leg room. My knee room is more than a kilometer away. Like, wow, look at this. My knee is like 1 kilometer away or more than that away from the driver's seat. I have a lot of headroom, guys. By the way, the back of the driver's seat and passenger seat is plastic for some reason. Okay, for a price of 100,000 euros, I would have expected a bit of fabric over here, but then it's debatable, guys. And by the way, this back seat pocket is also plastic. It's not fabric, so it's not very flexible in my opinion, but you all be the judge. Otherwise, you do get climate control and a nice air vent right here. You get this nice armrest right here with 2 cup holders there. And if you don't need those cup holders, you can just fold them back in. Huge speaker right here. You get this nice armrest right here. And I like how you get to make contact with this bit of trim whilst your hand goes underneath it. I like the concept over here, guys. Window buttons right here. And then you get this nice door bin, which is actually quite big. Here, let me show you. The door bin is quite nice. It cannot fit a big water bottle, but hey, not a big deal. You get a beacon of hope lighting above, guys. Now, this is a beacon of hope because there is hope, guys. But hey, there are some questionable aspects I'm going to point out right now. Those questionable aspects can be debatable. I don't know if it's optional or not, but here, let me just point something out. This armrest is very nice. I like the cup holder. I like the feel, but it's not detailed. It's just basic. I would have expected a storage space in there, like maybe this opens up and there's some storage in there, or I don't know, maybe there's something intelligent that happens, like perhaps a smart storage for your pen, or perhaps it opens as a table, who knows, something. No, nothing was done out of it, guys. It's like, yeah, and then I also noticed something about the back of the driver's seat and the passenger seat. It's hard plastic, although they will never make contact with your knee. So there is nothing to question. But what is there to question is the backseat pocket. Why is it plastic? It's not very flexible, guys. So a recurring theme I've already noticed, a recurring questionable aspect I've already noticed is that there's a lot of space that's being unused. I'll be the judge, guys, but what I also found questionable is the fact that the front driver and the front passenger and the rear passengers as well, nobody gets a handle. Is this a new concept, guys? Is it just me, or is this a new concept? Or is this something really questionable? I have never been in a car with no handles. But then again, you all be the judge, but I would have expected a handle at least here, or perhaps here or something. I'm going to try understanding some things. Last questionable aspect I'll point out before I move on to the boot space is that you get this exposed vent right there. And the reason I say questionable is because someone's feet is going to repeatedly make contact with it, and it can eventually spoil the air vent in long terms. So rear passengers, please be careful. Please keep your feet in the position I'm keeping it at, okay? Always keep your feet on the carpet right here. Whenever I come out the rear seat of a car, I often hold on to something. So whether it's a handle up here or whether it's a handle right here. But on the case of this iX, I don't know what I should be holding on to. I really don't know. So what I will do is I will try not to touch anything, and I will just walk out gently. So I have to rely on gravity, guys, to hold on for balance. Yeah, okay, all right. There, job done. I came out with ease, but at what cost, guys? Speaking of something, I just had to point out also, this is exposed. So if it's a muddy day, this will be covered in mud. And my leg made contact with it when I came out, so be careful if it's a muddy day, guys. Oh yes, everyone, look at this boot door. This has to be the first time I've ever seen a wide boot door. Like, look at it, it goes all the way from there to there. This is like an aeroplane. Like, literally, it's like an airplane, guys. I've never seen this before. I noticed a recurring theme, and they have an obsession for large doors with this iX. Maybe it's not questionable, but it's just something I thought I'd point out, guys. Like, wow. Do you really need this huge door? So over here is the boot space of the BMW iX, everyone. Looks as good as it has to be. And then you get tether points, you get a 12-volt socket, and you get these buttons to fold down the rear seats. Very practical. Very good. And this button is to fold up the trailer hitch hook, guys. Very good. Now, another thing to remark is that BMW has abandoned the concept of two rear doors. They had this with the BMW X5, and I believe they also had this with the X3, and I'm sure they have it with the X7. I didn't see it yet, but I'm sure they have it. And also on the 5 Series, BMW always has the rear window that opens. But in the case of this iX, it's just one huge door that opens as one. I think it should have continued with the concept of two rear doors. I think it should have done that at least. But then again, you all be the judge. I personally think something could have been done about this. Here's my conclusion of the BMW iX, everyone. I believe the BMW iX is a new chapter for BMW, guys. This is the birth of something different for BMW. This has to be the first time BMW developed a fully electric car from scratch. Well, maybe not the first time, but the reason I say it is because there are other electric cars by BMW, like the iX3, the i4 as well, but it's obvious that these models are based on existing BMW models. Like the iX3 is based on the X3, the i4 is based on the 4 Series, but this... Is it just me, or am I under the impression it's based on the Rolls Royce? Right, guys, for a price of 100,000 euros, is this BMW iX good value for money or not? I have to point out that a reoccurring questionable aspect about electric cars, every electric cars, not just BMW, but I'm addressing every electric car. They all suffer from practicality issues, okay? Practicality solutions are not their best points. They're not the strongest points. But identity, on the other hand, has skyrocketed for electric cars. And this appears to be the case for the BMW iX. In terms of equipment list, I was absolutely stunned, guys. And also, I was very impressed with the new concept of the front grille. The fact that it can heal itself if it gets hurt. Wow, how amazing is that, guys? This car is a living being. Okay, so basically the interior was nice, okay? I like the concept, I really do. But a recurring thing I've noticed about the interior is that there's so much space that has been neglected. It's just so much space that has no purpose whatsoever. And you start to question yourself, why do you get this much space? What is the purpose of that space? I couldn't really understand what was going on with the interior, guys. I could not quite understand what was the intention for the massive amount of space. And then also the interior was a bit like a minivan compared to other BMW models. But then I guess that's typical for a crossover SUV that is electric. The topic of practicality, I was a bit surprised by the glove box. I mean, that has to be the smallest glove box I've ever seen. The vehicle is colossal. It's huge. Why do you get such a small glove box? I just don't understand it, guys. And I guess you do get additional space for yourself. Do you want my opinion of this BMW iX? Oh, I love it! I love this BMW iX, guys. As I've mentioned earlier, guys, the BMW iX is the start of a new chapter for BMW in the world of electric cars. In today's generation, electric cars, environmental initiatives, a lot of things have become very important. Now, BMW has realized they have to do something about it. Okay, I have to do it again. Oh, I love it. Oh, I really love it. I have to hug it again. I'm sorry, I can't stop, guys. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And stay tuned for more videos that are on the run. And don't forget to check the links in the description for my car reviews and my travel videos. Bye!